What up, Gangster X and Gangsters and Eric? Talking stuff. What is the slope of the line? What is the slope of the line? What is the slope of this line, homie? The slope of the line, homie. I got one by myself. That must mean I'm that cool. What is the slope of the line, homie? It's so simple. Even you can do it. I keep trying to find my pen thingy. Here we go. Okay, my friend. All we do is... Oh, that's too loud. I cannot be doing it too loud. Nope. Nope. There we go. Alright. Nope. There we go. So anyway, if we zoom in right here, we can go... It's asking for the slope of the line, and to find slope, you just need 2 points. And you count up and then over to the line. So we start here, we go here. Or you want it like a bigger, we can start here, we can go all the way over here. It doesn't matter. Let's go. Let's do the easy one. We'll start here, we'll go up 1. Remember that goes on top. Fraction sign, and then we go right 1. Since we went up, that's positive. We went right, that's positive. What's 1 divided by 1? That is uno. Oh yeah, 1. Same thing, bruh. See, we have a little. It's at the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got a dot. And then we notice to get to this dot, we just got to go up 1. Okay? So remember, up 1 is positive 1. Then we count over from here. 1, 2, 3. And since we went right, that's positive. So it's just basically 1/3. That's the slope of our line. Two sides of a 4-sided figure have negative slopes. What are the endpoints of the sides of the figure? Two sides of a 4-sided figure have negative slopes. Okay, what are the endpoints? Alright. Not a big deal, but it looks like we're dealing with like 5 and 4. So let's say we want to start like here. And just like go straight up. And all I'm doing is drawing what they give me. -4 is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll put a dot, right? Because that's -1, that's -2, that's -3, that's -4. It's -1, -2, -3, -4. Alright, next one. -4, -1. Okay. Does that have a slope? No. So I don't even like the first one. I don't even like the first one. I'm not even going to do it anymore. Because you're not going to give me that. Alright, -2, -4. We'll go, so I'm trying the next one. Let me put a little. No, I'm not going to do that. So -2, -4 is here. And then -1, -1 here. Okay, boom. Now I have a slope, okay? Now I'm thinking, okay, this could be possible. Alright, alright, so -1, I'm sorry, I missed, no, here, 1, -1, so from here we go 1 right, down 1. Alright, so this one doesn't look promising, I'm going to finish it out though. 2, -4, so that's 1, 2, -4. Alright, the problem with this one is there's only one negative slope here, so it can't be that one. Number 3. Here's 1, 1. Here's 1, 2. Alright, so here, let's number these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the next one is 2, 4. We're going to go 2, 4. Okay, we have a little slope. Let's see if it keeps going. 5, 4. We're going to 5, 5, 5, 5, 4. Okay. Nope. Because it is like. I guess it could. Let's do the last one. 4, 1. So 4, 1. Alright, we got a negative slope here, but nope. So we did all 3, right? So the answer has to be D, but let's just do it for funsies. for funsies. 1, 4, so 1, 4 right here. Okay. 2, 1, so 2, 1. Alright, good. We already got a negative slope. 5, 1, which is 4, 5, 1. We already have 2 negative slopes. Let's wait for the 4th point. 4, 4. 4, 4 is here. Great. We got right here. Negative slope. Negative slope. But I know that because they're going down left to right. Whoa. Okay. Alright, so this one's a little tougher. But you basically need a slope of 4, okay? Now here's the question. If your x, so you remember slopes could always be written as, your slope can always be written as a fraction. Look at our x, right? What does our x go up by? If I'm going from this direction down, 1 to 2 is a positive 1, right? It went up 1. What does this have to be? What divided by 1 is 4? 4, right? Okay. Now how do we get that to 4? Look right here. We have a 3 to something. So something minus 3 is 4. What minus 3 is 4? Now, we can see that, but I'm just going to do algebra because I like it. 7. 7 minus 3 is 4. Oh, yeah! I love long problems. Talking about my best friend, Eric. And this is the same question we had on that one test. I think it's the same question that I helped you with that one day. See that? Bailey earns a greater weekly salary, but the same commission. The same salary means he's got the same 50 intercept, right? 75, 50, 75, 50. So it's got to be this one or that one. So Eric's commission okay, so Eric has 10. So basically Bailey's has to be greater than 10. So if we go over 5, if we go over 5 and up, this is a commission of 50 over 5. See that? That's 125 minus 75 divided by 5. So this one must be it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is actually... No, that's 50 divided by 5. Why am I... No. Oh, I'm on the wrong one, though. That was 75. Alright, here we go. Here, we can kind of see what? We can see that it's going up. See how it's going up over 1, up 25? Because it goes from 0 to 1, and then it goes from 50 to 75. So this is the one he makes more per commission. Because 25 is greater than 10. Alright, so two things for direct variation. It's got to be a line, and it's got to go through the 0, 0 point, the origin. So, which explains. The graph has a constant variation of 3, so it's a direct. So that's correct so far, but it's missing the origin thing. The graph has a slope of 3, so it represents a direct. No, because it can have a slope of 3, but it's got to have that direct variation type of deal. The graph has a positive slope. No, it doesn't matter. The graph does not begin at the origin. Well, this graph does begin at the origin, so that can't be it. So the constant of variation of 3. Alright, we talked about this. But basically, this is a graph. Oh, look at that. Fancy. Too quick on the sticks for him. Okay, so see how the X never changes? This is the X, this is the Y. If X were like 2, that means the line's straight down. That would be no slope or undefined. Okay, with my bad handwriting. So it just means that this one is at 8, and they're all on the 8 file. With this, the slope between 430 and 1290 and between 430 is the same. Do it. Samantha parents give her $10 per week For each chore that she does not, for Miss Young would be so upset with me. Samantha's parents give her $10 per week. Pause. For each chore that she does not complete, she must repay her parents $1. Which graph represents Samantha's allowance? This is an interesting allowance. I like how they do that. Like, if you don't, you're going to give you 10, but if you don't do it, we're going to take one away. So look how this is starting at 10, and if she goes over 1, she goes down 1. Now, we've been talking about this. That's how it works. If you go down 1 divided by right 1, that equals negative $1 per chore. This one starts at 10, but it goes up. This one starts at like 1 and goes up. This one starts at 10 and goes down, but she looks like she's losing $5 per chore because it goes up over. It goes over 1, down 5. Look, over 1, down 5. So she's losing $5 a chore there. So this one was right. This has 25 questions. This is crazy. What is the x-intercept of the graph that is shown below? Well, it's crossing x at -2. So on its up down, it has to be 0. Oh, I'm sorry. On its it's up down, it has to be 0. So it has to be -2, 0. All right. The estimated cost of a child's toy is based on its batteries, X, and each battery is 75 cents. The toy itself costs 12. Well, the toy costs 12 no matter what. So it's got to have this plus 12 on the end. Okay. What changes the cost of the toy after it just being a toy is the amount of batteries. Notice how this is the only one with plus 12. This is minus 12, this is 12x, this is 12x. So this is the only one that we can have. This should look familiar. Corey and Aretha are having a 26-mile race. That's called a marathon. For anybody wanting to know that nerdy stuff. Corey gave Aretha a head start, but letting her begin 3.5 miles in front. Okay, so Corey gave Aretha a head start. Their distances past the start line as the race progressed can be represented by linear functions that are shown in the table and graph below. How many minutes after the start of the race will Corrine catch Aretha? I don't think I remember doing this problem and it giving me fits. Because some of this stuff did not make sense. Because Corrine gave Aretha the head start, right? I think in algebra class, what you would do is you would just figure the equation of both lines, and then you'd like set them equal to each other, and that's where they would meet. And where they meet would tell you exactly, the x value would tell you, because we're just dealing with slopes in here, right? But I do know also they were teaching us that if we just, look how it's the separate, the distance here is 1.25 and this is 10. This is 10, this is 1.25. So if we take this back 1.25, we know Corrine's equation is y equals 1.25x. That's Corrine. Aretha, we know that she has a 3.5 mile head start. That's why she gets the y-intercept boost. Oh, I'm sorry. No, we're good there. That's correct. Now on Corrine's, we'll notice that when she goes 10 minutes, her mile goes up 1 mile. So Corrine, let's go look at this again. So I'm sorry, we gotta move that over. because 1.25 divided by 10 is 0.125. And I want to do this over here too. 1.25 divided by 10x. Let me just see how that works. Equals. Oh, I want to get in that way. That stuff. Ah. I just want to do 2 down here. Like equals 1.25 over 10x. Alright, and then Aretha, notice how she's losing 1 per. So we know that at starting line, well, okay, yeah, well, there's the answer. She's got 1 over 10 minutes. Oh, my bad. Let me write it down here. Y equals 1 over 10 x plus 3.5. Alright, so what you would do in my world is that you would just take 0.125x and you would set it equal, because this is a y and that's a y, right? To 0.1x plus 3.5. You would subtract 0.1x, subtract 0.1x. You would get 3.5 equals 0.025x. You divide both sides by 0.025, and x would equal, use our calculator over here, 140 minutes. And then down here, I just want to see if this is easier by hand. So just to finish this up here, x equals 140 minutes. Because at the graph, that's where they would meet. Okay, so 1.25 over 10x equals 1 over 10x plus 3.5. Actually, yeah, to get rid of this, we multiply both sides by 10. Aha! That doesn't make sense. Does it? It doesn't make sense. Well, because, oh, okay, yeah, because this is x equals 1.25x. No, it still doesn't make sense to me. Then 3.5, then we subtract x. This would be 0.25x equals 3.5, which is not giving us 140. Alright, I'll have to look at that later. I don't want to spend too much time, but 140 is our answer here. Alright, the data in which table represents a linear function that has a slope of 0. So the data in which tables, well, alright, you see how our y's are not moving? That's exactly how we find that. Remember, when the x's don't change, that's no slope. When the y's don't change, that's a 0 slope. Layla wrote an equation to represent the revenue of a parking lot for one day. She let x represent the number of cars that paid to park, and y represent the number of trucks that paid to park. If a car costs $8 per day, a truck costs $10 per day, the total revenue for the day was $8.30. Which equation could Layla use to represent the number of cars? Okay, well, thank God they did not make us do math on this. But if we look at this as if a car costs $8 per day, X represents cars, so we need an $8 next to an X. No, yes, no, and then 10 next to the Y, right? See, because the Y represents the truck, so 10Y, good. And now, but they made $830. They didn't make $1660, so this is our answer. See, I think I remember seeing this one too. But we're just finding the y-intercept. wasn't it like 1, -6? It was down here, and then 4, 3 is right here. So the line comes down here. It has to hit here. Notice how it's not even going anywhere near -3. The only thing it could be is -9. Does that make sense? Our options are -9, 3, 3, and 9. And if we look, 1, -6 is here, and 4, 3 is here. Like, since it's over here, it's not coming anywhere near this. But then you trace it down, it's already past -3 when I hit this point, so it has to come this way. The length of a spring varies directly with the mass of an object that is attached to it. When a 30-gram object is attached to it, the spring stretches 9 meters. So 30 grams, 9 centimeters. Gotcha. Which equation relates the mass of the object into the length of the spring? Oh, grams is our mass. So if we put 30 in for any of these equations, for M, obviously, which one is it equal? I don't think we're going to be running into these two down here. But if we look at the first one, S equals 3/10 M, and let's just put 30 in there. This becomes S equals 3/10 times 30, and then S equals, what's 30 times 3 is 90 divided by 10. What's 90 divided by 10? S equals 9. Again, you could quickly do that by noticing if you ever have zeros on the end of fractions, they're the only thing there. You can't cross these out, and 9 divided by 1 is 9. So I like that one already, because M is our mass, and mass is grams. Spring is S. Spring. The length of the spring is S. So we're going to go right there with that one. Alright, what is the x-intercept of the equation? Remember these. All you do to find these, to find the x-intercept, is you just put 0 in for y. So all we have to do is go 7x plus 3 times 0 equals 21. This goes away. This is now a divide by 7 problem. And it becomes x equals 3. And then what would be our y coordinate? Yeah, it's 0. So our coordinate looks like this: 3, 0. What is the graph of the linear equation 3x minus 4 is minus 12? Well, again, I don't like these. So you could use this x-intercept method up here, or just solve the equation for y. So I would just subtract 3x minus 4y equals negative 3x minus 12. Divide everything by negative 4. Y equals, negative divided by negative is a positive 3/4 x. Negative is plus, which 12 divided by 4? 3. So we're looking for a positive line that has 3 as a y-intercept. See, negative. This one's positive and goes through, oh, that's negative 3. This one's positive and goes through 3. That's the one. Where are we at? Okay, so the two tables below show the amount of tip Y included on a bill charging X dollars. Okay, so we charge $10, they tip Y. That's pretty cheap, bro. It's only 10%. People get mad at you in the United States. Which compares the slopes of the lines created by the tables. Okay, the slope of line B for restaurant is, okay, so they want to know which one's greater. the slopes. So real quick, what's the slope here for restaurant A? And you should be able to eyeball these. Don't get confused. You need practice if you can't eyeball this yet. Look at this. It goes from 1 to 2, right? What's 2 minus 1? Right? And what's 20 minus 10? Good stuff. That's A. Now B, I believe. Restaurant B. Okay. From 5 to 10, that's a positive 5, right? And from 25 to 50, that's a positive 25. We can divide both by 5. Rewrite this as 1/10, and this down here is 1/5. So B is bigger. Let's read our answers. The slope of the line for restaurant B is a 1/5 times greater than the slope of restaurant A. Well, a 1/5 would mean we are going to multiply slope B's slope by a 1/5, which would be 1/5 times 1/5, which would be what? It'd be 1/25. So no. Because if we multiply this factor, it should make the other one equal, right? So the slope of the line for restaurant B is 2 times greater than the slope of restaurant A. Oh, I did that backwards, sorry. If we multiply, still gonna be the wrong though. If we take 1/10 and we multiply by 1/5, that would give us 1/50th. Now we're gonna take 1/10 and we're gonna multiply it by 2, and we get 2/10 or 1/5, right? So that's correct. And these other ones are the exact same wording with just the numbers changing, so no. So we like B. Alright, the speed of an object in space. Okay, this is also terrible. The speed of an object in space is shown below. Booyah. What's the slope of the line? This is really cool for us because they gave us this origin. So basically, how much does it go up? 3, right? And how much does it go over? 0.2. That's the trick. So what is that? What is up 3, right 0.2? So if we look at this, up 3, right 0.2. This means we are going to have to multiply top and bottom by 10. Or, if I move the decimal once here, I've got to move the decimal once here. That means 30 over 2. And then what is 30 divided by 2? 15. A painter made a table below to show the amount of paint it takes to cover a certain amount of square feet. The amount of paint varies directly with the area of each wall. There's a little hint right there, a little squared action. How much paint should the painter expect to use to paint a wall that has an area of 256 feet? This is another eyeball problem. This is one of those problems you don't really have to do any math for. I think we talked about this prior to your last test, sir. If 4 is 64, right? 9 is 144. All we got to do is get to 256, right? And 25 is 400. Look where... Let's use the snipper. This is a snipper one. Basically, you see how they've set this up? 4 is like right here. 4 unit or pints. Whatever. 9 is right here. 9 pints. And then 25 is like right here, right? And also, is 256 between 144 and between 400? See, 256 is right here. And if it's in the middle of 9, that's a 9 by the way. If this is in the middle of the 9 and the 25, guess what's in the middle of the 9 and the 25 over here? Like the samurai say, if you know one thing well, you know 10,000 things well. Oh. I'm gonna go with 16. Alright, the line passes through the points -110 and 3-2, which shows the line of this graph. Another easy one, see -1, 10. Alright, so it meets, that's good. 3-2. I already like this one. This graph doesn't even hit -10. This graph doesn't even hit -10. This graph doesn't even hit -10. That was what they call in the business a softball. Last question before we get this 100. The table below shows the number of color pages a printer prints out over time. 2 minutes, 3 pages, 6. What is the constant of variation? Okay, so I'm only gonna go this far, but can we even simplify 2 over 3? We cannot. But let's look at 6 over 9. Can that be simplified? Probably by 3. Let's divide by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So we already have a match. The last one is 8 over 12. We can divide top and bottom by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. And guess what 12 divided by 4 is? 3. Now we have the Triforce. Call Link. Call Zelda. We have saved the day. Alright, I'm pretty sure this is 100. But if it's not 100, that's okay. But it better be. Oh, I will take a 92. Okay, hold on. How do I know which one? How do I know? How do I know? How do I go back? Oh man, how do I go back? That's gonna bug me. Well, I got a 92. I bet it's one of those ones that was weird and didn't make no sense. Or I probably didn't read something. Anyway, that's the test. Enjoy.